Hey guys, I'm Chef Scott Allen, and this is our first episode of Recipes for Rescue. We're actually under a time crunch. We have a storm moving right in, so we're going to try and knock this out before the rain gets here because it gets loud. I have a few guests with me today. Take a look. This is our little negra girl. That's Iggy, and that's orejas, which means ears. So they're hanging out in the kitchen with us today. We might get a few more critters coming up here. Well, this is Recipes for Rescue, so we kind of marry my purpose and my passion. My purpose for rescuing dogs, which I love doing. We've rescued several hundred here in Costa Rica, and we send them to the U.S. and Canada and all over the world for adoption. And I do chefing here as well, so I have a couple restaurants, and I love cooking. So we're gonna make some ceviche today, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. We've got everything here. We're mise en place. We've got all our stuff ready. I'm gonna start with an onion real quick, and I'm gonna chop that. Like I said, we're kind of doing this fast, so if I'm rushing through, you're gonna know why. All right, so what we're doing here is we're chopping our onions. We're gonna use a chopped white onion. Peruvian ceviche, you might use a red, but we're gonna use a white. Then we're gonna do our bell pepper, okay? So danger veggie, a little bit slippery. I'm gonna slice it like that. I'm just gonna, with my thumb and forefinger, pop that out, knock out the seeds, right? And I'm gonna flatten it out, just so it's a little bit easier to cut. I'm gonna turn it over, and we're gonna do little juliennes, and we're gonna dice this. All right, so nice julienne slices there. We're gonna turn that up, and we're just gonna do a nice dice. Look at that, see, nice and small. All right, perfect. So we're gonna put half of our bell pepper in there, and we put half of our onion. We're making a pretty small batch of ceviche. All right, and now we're gonna add our fish. So let me go and get that out over here. Where did we put our fish? It's right down here. Great, sort of a little individual. We're gonna slice that. And I'm gonna clean it up just a little bit on the outside right there. Local tilapia here in Costa Rica. And we're gonna cube that. So I'm gonna do similar that I did with the bell pepper. I'm gonna slice. Right, you can use any whitefish. Shrimp and squid, very popular in the ceviche here in Costa Rica. As well as tilapia, because it's grown everywhere and it's local, lots of small tilapia farms here. So we're gonna put that in. And then finally, I'm gonna clean the board and my knife, and we're going to add our cilantro. Okay. So we're gonna try and kind of cut the stems off there basically. And then we're gonna twist. Do a little bend like that, and we're gonna slice. Again, kind of dice, just like we did with the bell pepper, okay? Super quick and easy, right? We're gonna toss that in. It's like a salad, really. So look, we're gonna toss that. If you guys look at that, right? It's almost like a salad, especially with that cilantro in there. So we've got tilapia or whatever fish you want, cilantro, bell pepper, and onion, all right? We're gonna salt it. And now we're gonna add our cooking agent, right? So what is ceviche? We don't have to use a stove today because ceviche is cooked with the citric acid of the lime that we're gonna use today. So it's gonna cook in the fridge, basically. It's gonna marinate for a couple hours and cook. So let's add our lime. How much do we add? Well, it's pretty easy. You're always just gonna top off your protein and your salad ingredients with the lime. So we're just gonna come right up to the top there. Our lime looks like orange juice, and that's because we have mandarin limes here in Costa Rica. So we're gonna pour that, right? Just top that off. You can buy fresh lime juice. You can squeeze fresh lime juice, right? Just make sure when you're squeezing it, this is kind of an old-fashioned squeezer we have here. How much lime comes out of there? And we got no seeds, okay? So do your limes just like that. Here we have our ceviche. Now we're gonna get a little nutty here. We're gonna actually add, this is soda water. It's doing two things. Be careful, right? It's gonna explode when you open a lot of gas. But the gas is gonna help aerate this a little bit. We're gonna do a little 2 or 3 count right there and just pour that in. It helps to dilute the lime. And we're gonna toss that. And now, you know, we talk about a lot about salting to taste, right? Salting to taste in our dishes. But we're gonna sugar to taste our ceviche. It's got a really high lime profile, and so we wanna bring that down. So I'm gonna put a couple of, let's start with 1.5 tablespoons. I'm gonna mix that well, and then I'm gonna taste it. Everybody has a different taste palette, right? So you may like a little less. It's not about sweetening it, it's about balancing the lime, bringing the profile down a little bit so we can taste some of the other ingredients that are in the ceviche, right? Yeah, so if you take a look at that, it almost looks like a soup, a salad soup. It's in the broth. The broth is gonna cook the fish, and we're gonna taste it. I'm gonna take a little bit of broth right off the top. Love it, very, very good. All right, so we're gonna cover this, and in 2 to 3 hours, this is gonna be ready. I'm gonna put it in the fridge. And I'm gonna get my piece that's done, and this is what it's gonna look like, guys. All right? Now, let's dress that puppy up. Very, very pretty. Ceviche is great because you can make it for friends. You can make it the day before. The first day and 2 is just delicious, actually. After the 3rd day, you gotta check it. But day 1 and day 2, delicious. So look, very simple. Get a spoon. First, we're gonna get some tortilla chips that we actually make here. So we're gonna spread those around the plate. We're gonna get a big scoop of the ceviche, put it right in there. Look how pretty that is. Get a little bit of the broth in the spoon and pour it in there. Now, we're gonna do a little garnish, as well as really part of the dish, not just the garnish, avocado. So we're just gonna score our avocado, the little cubes, and we're gonna put that on top. I hear a little rain, but I think we may have almost beat it by the time we finish this, guys. So, look, I'm gonna spoon out my little squares, right? They're just kind of rustic. And then we're just gonna put those right on top, just like that, right? And we might even do a little chip on top of that. And that's it, guys, okay? So that's our ceviche. I'm gonna do a little lime garnish as well. Right, so we can put that right on the plate right there, just like that. Okay, guys, that's our ceviche. Super fast. Look how fast I made that. Now, the time obviously is the cook time, 2 to 3 hours in the fridge. But aside from that, look how easy it is to make a great ceviche. I thank you guys for joining us. There are our guests. They slept through the whole thing. Take a look. You know why? They don't like ceviche. I need to do some grilled meat. So maybe my next video will do some grilled meat, and I guarantee you these guys will be all over the table. Guys, thanks for watching Recipes for Rescue. If you like this recipe, go to crdogrescue.com, make a donation, help these guys out. We're finding them homes. All right, we'll see you next time.